Alright, guys. Today is it's like a Friday. Did did my classes. Well, no. First, I woke up at like 8:30, and this sounds weird, but I texted my TA for physics because we're going. We went to the gym. Okay, so we went to the gym at like 9, and that was fun, right? Okay, hold up, pause. I'm like semi-sick right now, bro. It sucks. But anyways, hit the gym up with my TA, which was informative. That dude, I think I'll probably talk about him later in the episode, but yeah, worked out with my TA. He's hella chill. He's like 21. He's like doing first year PhD and stuff for physics, and he's like my physics TA, and that's fun. That was fun. Then I like, went to classes. Then after like my first philosophy discussion, which philosophy discussions, they're fun. Just I know like I'm just a nerd and I'm like one of the few people that are engaged. Like there are a few people that are engaged with like the topics and shit and like the discussion, but I know like I'm like holy shit, I'm man spreading, bro. My fault, guys. It's just comfy. But I like the topics, so I'm like very. Maybe I talk too much in that class, but that's me. So that's what I always do. After that, I just like doom scrolled in the library for a minute. Actually, I got food and then I had lunch. Then I doom scrolled for a while. Tried to do some math problems, and I was like, "Fuck this." Then I went to my math discussion, did like some activity, and then I was done. Then I played some tennis with this dude like Benny, who's a chiller. Know him from back home, but first time like hanging out like on college campus and like actually like hanging out one on one, which is cool. Got like some boba and stuff. Just like talked about life and shit, which is fun. Then I got back home, doom scrolled again for a while. Then I started watching YouTube while playing Topspin 2K. And I started obviously like the YouTube. I like to believe that I don't consume that much garbage when I'm like watching YouTube. Like definitely when I'm like on TikTok and I'm like fucking I don't know like watching like fucking I don't know, brain rush. Well, low-key like my whole TikTok feed is about like Charlie Kirk and him like dying, and then it's like about how like right before he died he started speaking out on Israel, and then like 2 days later he just got shot in the jugular and just dead. Which you can come to your own conclusions on that. I'm not gonna get into it, but I mean I'll get my take on it before I get into the main topic. I think if you're hating on another person's death, you're a dickhead. You're just wrong. You're blatantly wrong. And especially it's those people that. So one of these common things I'm seeing from the left is they're showing clips like they're saying Charlie Kirk said that gun rights or gun deaths are a necessity to maintain the First Amendment or the Second Amendment and our rights and our right to bear arms, right? Which I guess completely objectively it is kind of a little bit ironic. That's how he passed away, which is horrible. But it's those people that are like using that as a way to attack his image. I think it's like I think the left a lot of the times like always has this very elitist mentality of like, oh, I know more, I'm better, I'm smarter. And it's like, you know how you actually prove like walk the walk is like you show grace in another person's death. Like you like actually feel empathy and feel remorse, and maybe you can still disagree with him. Sure, like I probably disagree with Charlie Kirk on a lot of different things, but it's like those people that it's like take the high road, you know? Like they preach about taking the high road, and they're like, but instead like someone dies and like the first instinct is to attack their image. It's like, bruh, that's bad. Then secondly, what it is kind of sad though is like how much. I mean, I don't know. We live in a very polarized world, right? Especially in America, it's like left, right, red, blue, and it's so polarized. It's just in this death. I'm not a politician. I'm not a political science guy, but I know that it's gonna just like increase the polarization, because we have people on the left and we have people on the right that their first instinct is not to mourn for someone's death. It's to attack the other side and say, look, we were right. He died to a gun. And then the right is like, yeah, well, frickin' it was some radical Democrat and radical leftist that killed him. And like the left needs to go down. And the left is like, we need to this. It's like you see a death and they immediately see it as a way to push their political agenda, which is it's so dumb. Like some like kid is like has no dad now, like 2 kids. Some wife is now a widow. And it's like, get over it. But I will say, it is kind of surreal to see how much discourse and outcry there is over this one person's death, when in America, like, people die to guns every day. Like, people, and not even just to guns, people die every single day. Every day, bro. Every second, bro. I'm snapping my fingers, dead. Someone died in the world. Like millions of people die every day. You know, we're a huge population on Earth. It's a common thing. Like, people die all the fucking time. And I think it goes to show that because of how polarizing of a character this Charlie guy was, why he got so much outcry. And I think it's sad that we don't have that much remorse and outcry for other people that die. Like, there's people that die to gun violence every day in America, and you don't see national discourse over their death. We do just see it as a price to pay for our rights to own a gun. And I'll be completely frank. I plan on owning a gun in my life. Like, I know I live in Connecticut and I'm like in a very left place. Although, like, I disagree with the rhetoric of like mutual assurance of everyone has a gun, then everyone's going to be safe, because look what happened like 3 days ago or whatever. Some dude died and it was a fucking sniper rifle, right? Like, nothing could have been done there. Like, no other person holding a gun could have saved Charlie Kirk's life. However, I do think that it does work sometimes, like having some like assurance or having some sort of like, hey man, shit goes bad. Wha pow, pa pa pa. You know what I'm saying? But so like, I'm not against owning guns, but I do just see like, you know, maybe you need more gun regulation. Maybe people don't need to be running on with like sniper rifles and like fucking automatic guns, because at that point, that's just OD. That's like, you're trying to play Call of Duty, bro. Like, it's the real world. Let's start acting like it. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about today. Yeah, I was doom scrolling, right? And then I hop on my YouTube, and YouTube is actually productive, right? It's not just, well, YouTube is not productive. It's definitely like, it gets my brain working a little bit. I'm watching this like Chinese professor like talk about like secret societies and like the genesis of like evil and stuff. And he's low-key like, I don't know, he's like crazy, bro. Like, he was talking about some crazy shit. And I'm like, I don't know if I believe him. I'm not just going to believe him blindly. But like, some of the stuff is like interesting. And I'm like, he's teaching a class. So like, he must know something, I guess. But I don't really know. But moving past that, I watched this video, right, about insecurities. That's what I want to get about today. That's the main topic here. That's the beef of today's episode. And insecurities, man. Well, first of all, I'll just like recap what the video was talking about. The insecurities come from a want to fit in, right? And how do you fit in? You conform to some ambiguous and arbitrary standard, right? Like in America, in Connecticut especially. Let's just say like where I grew up. Okay, I grew up in a conservative farm town in like the middle of nowhere, pretty much. And the standard was being white. Like, well, that's pretty much it. Like, I don't know. Everyone was white in my town, and that's fine. Like, I have no ill will against that. But obviously, and then there's like broader ones that aren't specific to my town, like, you know, looking good, like not being fat, and I don't know, having money, all these sorts of things that can be, and you can be like more specific, like having ears that look normal, like your nose that is pointed, and all these other beauty standards. And then obviously there's more insecurities other than just physical traits, but physical traits are the easiest ones to point out, so I'll just do that today. And yeah, like, it's people become self-conscious and people become insecure because their traits don't match their idea of like the average or the normal, right? And now, like I said, I've always stood out like in my classes. I hate this pose. Like, this is comfy, but I just look like stupid. Like, but then I just mansplaining, bro. Like, I'm sorry, guys. There's nothing to see. I promise. All right, insecurities. So I went to like magnet schools, so I didn't have to go through it as bad. But, like, I could definitely feel it, even in magnet schools. Like, I'm definitely a minority, and I guess I'll just like list off my insecurities. I think I'm like definitely insecure about like my weight. I don't like the way my stomach looks. I have like love handles. I hate trying to lose like that weight there. Hit abs today at the gym with my TA. That's kind of fire. But yeah, like I don't like that. I don't like that about how I look. And I'll tell y'all a little anecdote. Other day, I'm like in this mirror right here. There's like a mirror over here. And I'm posing. And I've been doing this a lot recently. Like the lighting in this room and in this mirror is like really good. It's like I feel big, but then like I ignore my stomach because I hate my like stomach and shit. But like I was like looking, I was like, holy shit, bro! I got like a vein on my chest, like got like this shoulder vein, like I'm feeling fucking massive. And I had my roommate take a picture because I'm like, picture lasts longer or whatever. And I look at the picture and my immediate thought was like, bro, why are my nipples like wide? And why are they like low? And like I look weird. And I delete all the photos and like I was like, fuck. And even though like I was just admiring like some like traits that I liked about myself, instantly as soon as I noticed, like the first thing I really did notice was things that I felt didn't look normal. Which is just, I don't know, I think everyone's super critical about themselves. Like maybe nobody else would have seen that. But like we're always hypercritical about our own flaws because we know them, because we know ourselves probably the best. But anyways, moving on. I have like hair on my feet. I don't like that at all. Like they're not very hairy at all, but there's like a tiny little bit of hair, and I'm like, I don't really like it. So yeah, that's something I'm insecure about. I'm insecure about my height. That's for sure. Okay. Now people watching are gonna be like, but you're a 6'1" Asian. Oh my god, how are you insecure about your height? Because my dad was like 6'6", before he shrunk to like 6'4". My brother's like 6'3". All my aunts and uncles are tall as shit, and I'm like the shortest person. You know what I'm saying? I'm the shortest male in my family. You go like extended family included, and I guess that's a little bit insecurity there. And also, I feel like I don't look tall. Again, it's all looks, man. It's all BP, bro. Not really, but like, I mean, I'll just stand up. Like, I mean, I'm not in a frame, but like, freaking the like, well, obviously my stomach. I'm not gonna show it, bro. Like, it's rough. Like, I hate it. I hate how I look. But then I don't look tall. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have like a medium person build, but with a tall person height, and I don't like that. So I don't know. I'm insecure about that. What can you do? And maybe that doesn't make sense, but like I feel like if you know, you know. Like if you're a tall person, or you look tall, but like you aren't actually that tall, like you know what I'm talking about. Just in reverse. I'm definitely insecure about like my race. Now that sounds that's a sad thing to say, but I think I'm insecure about it because of like, man, this is kind of scary, bro. I'm literally hearing people outside my door, and like, them Johns could, bro. It's fucking 1:30 in the morning, bro. Like, this shit is OD. I get it's Friday night, but like, what the funk, man. Now I'm like talking about my deepest insecurities, and I have people outside my door. That's fine. I guess it's like facing them. I don't know, like being Asian in a white man's world. I'm not a person to ever like use the race card. Like, well, maybe I am. But I don't think it's that big a deal because I'm definitely not one of the marginalized, like heavily marginalized communities. Even though, look in the past and like people wanted to, get rid of Asian people and take advantage, and people still like there's stereotypes and there's there's a preconceived schema in most people's brains about what an Asian person is going to act like, even if they don't know it complicitly or explicitly, right? They're complicit with that prejudice, which is fine. I mean, I have prejudices against like white people and different like archetypes of white people. I'll like judge a lot of people by their books. I'll judge a lot of books by their covers, if so to speak, like in the sense of people, which is not good. Which I shouldn't do that, but so I understand. I definitely have like empathy, I guess, I have an understanding for other people judging me based off of what I look like. That's what we all do. But I am just a little bit insecure about it. I think mostly when it comes to like, I feel like girls and stuff. I don't know. I think just because I've gone to like white places, and I'm not using that as an excuse. I'll get into like girl stuff in like a second, but like, I think maybe it's a little bit of it. Like, I don't think, frickin' Stacy living in fucking Stonington, Connecticut or whatever, when they think of their dream man was thinking, yeah, he's gonna be Asian, like, just like not on their radar, you know what I'm saying? But like, once they see a Asian in the wild, nah, not really, but I don't know. I think that's it. Like, a lot of people wouldn't see themselves with an Asian person, and it's like, maybe that hurt me a little bit, and I'm a little bit insecure about it, and now I'm just like projecting, even though maybe it wasn't a big deal at all, and I was just like a bitch. Who knows? But it's definitely like in the back of my head. It's just, that's what it is. I think like your race, when you're like, I don't know, I'm not a white person. I'm half white, but like my experience has been that of an Asian man, right? And I think that, so if you're a white person, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, you never like have to think about your race, right? Or maybe you do when you're like interacting with people that aren't the same as your race, but like majority of the interactions are with people that are white, because it's like, I don't know, it's some like 70% or some shit of America, or maybe less, like 60 or 50, something like that, are white. It's like most of the interactions are white. 99% of, or like, if I was to actually put a percent on it, probably like 75% or like 80% of my interactions are with people that aren't my race. Just aren't my race in general. It's probably more like 85%, right? So I'm always cognizant of the fact of my race, and just that little bit. Maybe it's not an insecurity, it's just something I am always hyper aware of. I think that's maybe a better way to put it. I'm definitely insecure about like my eyes. For a really long time, I used to think I had normal eyes. Like, I used to be like, I don't get these like slanty eye jokes. Like, people would make these like racist jokes looking back on it now, like to my face, about like slanted eyes, which is kind of crazy. Like, I'm just clocking that like right now. These people were being racist to me, which that sucks. But what can you do? It's like decades ago, or a decade ago. And like, people would make comments about it. I'm like, man, my eyes aren't even slanty, bro, right? Like, I don't even have squinty eyes. And then lo and behold, apparently I do. I do have thinner eyes, I guess. I mean, let me check. Like, let me just check in the mirror real quick. Like, wait. Yeah, apparently I do. Like, wait, let me get... But, like, the thing with my eyes, I'm also, like, definitely more, like... See my eye bags? I'm definitely insecure about those. But, like, I don't have the monolid, which is nice, but... I would definitely be insecure about that if I had it. Holy shave, bro. Oh, my hair. I'm definitely insecure about my hair. I hate my hair. And also my face, like my jawline and stuff, and like face fat, and like the lines on my face. They're all insecurities. Okay, I've listed like hella insecurities. What else? Do I have any other? I have stretch marks on my back because I like grew really fast. Happens. But I mean, I like the trade-off, being 6'1" versus having stretch marks or not having stretch marks. I choose being 6'1". My teeth. I like my teeth. Yeah, like, that's another thing. Like, there are definitely things that I like about myself. Like, even though I'm insecure about my height, I definitely understand. Like, objectively, I like it. My teeth, I like. I like my nose. That's pretty much it. Those are like the things I like. I have big calves. Like, I don't even train them, but they're big. Yeah. So, like, what do we do? What do we do now that I just like listed off, oh, I guess last one. That's another thing. Like insecurity is not only physical traits. I touched on that earlier. It's really easy to list them out because, stomach, my hair, my race, my eyes, my eye bags, the little fuzz on my feet. But insecurity is beyond that. It's also emotional insecurity. I'd say my biggest emotional insecurity, well, I definitely have a few. I'm definitely not super secure with my intelligence. Again, just because, like, I think a lot of people think I'm super, super smart. And I'm not saying I'm dumb or anything. I'm not going to be like one of those people, like, fake humble, be like, no, I'm so stupid. Like, I definitely am better at, like, school than the average person. I think my pedigree proves that. But I don't think that I'm, like, naturally gifted or nothing like other people, that some people might think. I think I just worked hard in high school. And, like, right now I have very little, I feel a lot of apathy right now. It's like, I have to, like, lock in this weekend and, like, study, like, learn math and shit, which is going to be fun. Yay. But it's fine. I'm used to it. Like, I don't know. I always turn to my brother when I think about intelligence, right? He's someone who's just intuitively good at, like, a lot of stuff. And he'll tell you he's not. He'll be like, oh, I'm struggling all the time. I have no clue what's happening. And it's true. Like, maybe in some classes he's struggling, or some classes it's harder. But I think that his natural ability and natural intuition carried him further than it carries me. And, like, now maybe he has to, like, start running and stuff, and he doesn't get to sail, through classes, when I have to start running freshman year, when he got to, like, cruise through the first couple of years, which is, it's all comparison, right? Like, insecurity comes from comparison. I would never be insecure about my stretch marks if everybody had stretch marks on the back, right? Like, they're on my low back. They're there. I'm insecure about them because other people don't have them. Like, think about when I take my shirt off. If I'm, like, at, like, a pool or something, or, like, I'm at the beach, I used to wear water shirts as a kid, bro, because I was a fat little kid. And I used to be, like, always wearing a water shirt. It's probably the saddest shit ever, because I was always super scared and, like, insecure about my body, and I didn't want people to see me. And I wanted to look normal, even though that probably made me stand out more, but also hid, like, the fatness, which is fine. But now I've at least gotten over that, right? Like, I can take my shirt off in front of people. It's not something I'm, like, I don't have a phobia against. But it's still, I think about my stretch marks. I think about little love handles here, and the little, like this, like, there's just, like, fat here, like, yeah, it's fucking, I don't like it. And that's fine, right? Some other, I guess, I don't know, what else do I have? Oh yeah, the intellect thing. And I was getting at, it's like, it's all comparison. It's all because people have, I guess, human nature is to want to conform, right? It's like, you think back to fucking, we're, like, living in caves and shit. If you didn't fit in, you died, right? You're not gonna fucking hunt down a woolly mammoth by yourself. You need, like, a pack. You need like 6 or 7 people to go in there and fucking kill some, like, mammoth, and you got food. So it's not as simple as, so that's why you had to fit in. And now it's the same thing. We're like human creatures, and we want to fit in with people. And so collectively, we've decided on what is normal and what is not normal. And when you don't conform to normality, you get ostracized. And that's in the extreme, right? Am I ever going to be ostracized from society because my belly is a little bit rotund, or I have some marks on the back, on the low, on like the low part of my back? No, right? But I think I think humans, we invent problems, we invent issues. Like, I remember I was watching this interview of Alex Honnold, something like that. He's like that free soloer. He, like, climbs crazy ass shit, no ropes. And he said this, he thinks that humans invent fears, because he said, like, the reason, and, like, the value in rock climbing without ropes is that you really feel fear. And he says, like, think about what fear was used. It's like, again, it was used for back when, you know, it's night out and you got some fucking like tiger or some shit chasing you. That's when you need to feel fear. That's when you need to have like some alarm bells going off, like, oh shit, this is something bad is happening. I got to be scared here. And nowadays, I mean, when's the last time you were chased by a tiger? Probably never. Hopefully never. And you think about like fucking so you think about, well, we still feel fear. Like, I feel fear when, like, in the lectures and stuff, when there's a question and I answer a question, I get scared, right? Why do I get scared? It's because, I mean, I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to make a fool out of myself in front of all these people, because I don't want to be different. I don't want to be ostracized from the class. And again, I'm not going to be ostracized if I get a question wrong, right? That's not going to happen. But I'm inventing that fear because we got to be scared of something, and so I'm inventing it. I'm like looking more into it. So maybe the solution is I should just like climb like buildings and shit, and like climb crazy rock faces with no ropes. Maybe I'll look into that. Alright. Any other insecurities? I think biggest insecurity. This is vulnerable, bro. It's quite a funny thing. Like, it's so easy to be vulnerable when I'm like talking to myself in my room. Even though people could hear me right now, that would not be chill. But I'm like talking to a camera. It's like so easy to be vulnerable. I talked about that in my Be Your Own Therapist video. But I think one of the biggest is I'm definitely insecure about like, oh man, this is sad. Let me think if I want to say this. Give me like 5 seconds. I mean, I briefly, glanced upon this with the girls. I think I am insecure about talking to women. Not talking to girls. Like, you bump into me and you're a girl. Like, I'm not going to be like, hello, like, I'm not going to stutter. I can talk. Like, I think I'm a pretty confident person, like, when I'm walking about. I think I always just struggled with, right, it's like insecurity, right? It's like when you feel like you're the odd man out. I've said that a couple times. I'm just going to reiterate. It's when you feel like you're the odd man out. And I think that, like, when it came time to, like, people started, like, getting in relationships, quote marks there, because, I mean, dude, you're in fucking middle school. It's not real. I felt weirded out by it. So I always felt insecure about it, like from the get-go, I think, where it just didn't feel normal for me. And then I never pursued, like, girls. It just never felt right for me because I always felt insecure about it, I think. And obviously, like, there were bigger issues. Like, I was insecure with my looks. I still am. Like, I was just talking about it. And it's that thing where, like, oh, you can't, like, people can't, like, you can't accept other people's love if, like, you can't love yourself, which is kind of true, I think. Like, if you think you're chopped and some girl comes along and says, you're really handsome, you're like, stop lying to me. Like, why are you lying to me? Like, what the fuck? And it's just bound to fail. And I think I was just always it just never felt right. I just never felt normal about it. And that made me always feel like scared of it, felt insecure about it. Because I was insecure about my looks and this and that. And I was just always insecure about it. And I guess maybe afraid of rejection. I don't know. That always would have been bad. I think that's also something to do with it. Which is like, I always went to smaller schools, right? Like, my middle school had like 150 people. My high school had like 270. 60 people in my high school grade and like 50 people in my middle school grade. It's like, there was this one girl back in middle school. I really liked her, I basically went to that middle school because she went there, which, talk about butterfly effect, which changed my whole life. But I never asked her. I never like asked her out or anything. Like, I was always bad at like, I'm just always bad at like pursuing people like with intent, right? Like, I was always just a friend, which is like, what can you do? That's like, I was just always a friend, right? And I think I friend zoned myself. It wasn't like I tried to like pursue her and be like clear about my intentions. And again, this is like 11, 12-year-old Malik, so I'm not expecting much from him, but I mean I've stayed pretty much constant from 12 to like 17. Very little growth in that department. But yeah, he was like, or I was very, I just always acted friendly, like never like kind of made it clear that I liked her, and never like pursued her because I was scared that, I mean, in a small school, bro, I see her in like half of my classes, so it's like I was like always like scared because like she was also part of like my friend group. It's like, oh, like, and I always rationalized like, oh, it away, like why I didn't do anything. It's like blah blah blah. And then, fast forward 5 years later, you've been rationalizing that for rationalizing away why you shouldn't pursue people, or why you can't admit stuff to people, or you can't, ask people out and stuff. And you sit there and you're like, what was the real reason? Because, maybe it's true. Like, you get rejected, or she doesn't want to be with you in like fucking middle school, and you're just like, fuck, you're like nothing you can do. And then it's kind of awkward for like, maybe it's awkward for the rest of middle school, right? I mean, middle school was 4 years ago. That shit was deep. That shit was really far away. And now, opportunity missed. And like, what was that like the real reason? Maybe it was a real reason, but I just never got over it, right? Like, I never didn't do it, or never did it, right? In like high school, same story. And then like, rationalize it, oh, this and that, and no, my friend, and I don't want to like lose a friendship. It's like, bro, maybe, I don't know. I think that embarrassment, I saw this statement, and I think it resonates well. Like, embarrassment is an underexplored emotion. I think I've been embarrassed, like, and everyone has. What's coming to mind is this one time in Spanish class in 8th grade. I was like, there's like 5 people in this class, and the teacher had like the lights like dimmed super low. And I fell asleep in the class, okay? I had a horrible sleeping schedule, 8th grade. It was like hybrid year. Half the time I'm like at home playing fucking Rainbow Six Siege. And like, what do you want me to do? Not fall asleep when the lights are dimmed and like we're talking in Espanol and I don't understand anything? Like, what was I supposed to do? Like, not fall asleep? So I fell asleep. And bro, it's probably like an embarrassing moment. I swear, I think I farted in my, like, while I was sleeping, and it woke me up, right? So I was like, whoa, what the heck? It's like, shit, like my body just like did something, right? So I like what? But I didn't know like for sure if like everyone else heard it, or like if it was just me, or like, it's like, I was like so embarrassed like there, and like looking back, like I can still like, I feel a little embarrassed, but it's like whatever. But like, it didn't impact, like I was still friends with the people in that class. It's like, had zero impact on anything. But like, I was just super embarrassed. I don't know. I think I've been embarrassed too little. Like, if maybe I had to like face embarrassment more, I wouldn't be so insecure about the whole like pursuing women and stuff. Which I don't know. I think it's just weird. I think I'd like to believe that I give off a very, like, not saying confident sounds cocky and kind of sounds like I'm being like a dickhead, but I'd like to believe like I have a confident like tone. I'm like a well-spoken person, and I think it's like maybe people would be surprised that like been like alone, romantically speaking, like my whole life, which maybe they wouldn't be surprised. They'd be like, yeah, Malik seems like he fits the bill for someone that just doesn't talk to women. But I don't know. I just, that's like one of my biggest insecurities, I bet. I don't know. Just thinking about it, I don't know. I think, like, okay, I think I'm done listing off my insecurities because now I feel kind of sad about myself, which is fine, right? Wait, pause. It's not fine. I shouldn't feel sad about myself. Like, we're all people. I'm always going to have insecurities. Like, you can never cure your insecurities, right? You can kind of just only, like, improve them. Or, like, maybe not improve, but just work on them. Because maybe my insecurity with, let's say the women thing is, like, there's validity to it. Like, I should have done other stuff. I didn't always make the right choice. And now moving on, like, I can make the right choice and, live in the embarrassment a little bit or work on whatever. So we'll see. But like, I guess I'm asking myself here, like, how do you, because there's some fundamental facts, like, you can't teach me growing 3 more inches, right? How do you can't work on that. You can't, like, sure, maybe I could say, like, maybe I could do stuff for, like, my eye bags, but my eyes are always going to have this shape, that's just a fact of the world. And, hair will continue to grow on my feet. That's always going to happen. Like, what can I do? I think, well, let's look at why we're insecure. It's because we want to conform. And I think it's so easy to think, like, oh, just don't care what people think, and what people think doesn't matter. It does. What people think of you does matter. Your image does matter. What people perceive you as matters, right? Like, people will treat you differently if you walk into a room and you're, like, confident, well-spoken, and you're on it, and you're like, boom, boom, boom. Hi, I'm Malik, blah, 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 blah. Your presence will, make people treat you differently. And it'd be different if I walked in, like, shitty posture, like I'm, like, shy and just, like, slinking into the room. Obviously, I'm going to get treated differently. So, people's opinions do matter on how they treat you and stuff. So then what's the solution? How do I defeat these insecurities? I think I'm looking at it from the wrong angle. Like, you can't, like I said, you can't defeat them. A lot of this stuff is, like, permanent, right? I'm always going to be Asian. And, but some stuff is not permanent. Like, I can lose the fat. I can lose the weight. I can build the muscle. I can build the abs. That's something I'm working on. But in all honesty, like, if tomorrow I woke up with 6-pack abs, would the insecurities go away? Maybe, for, like, a little bit. But then I notice something like, oh, this, my lower abs are underdeveloped, or my obliques need some work or something. Like I said, we like to invent these insecurities. We invent these fears over and over again. You'll never be, like, perfect. Like, we're imperfect people. I mean, going back to the fucking Charlie Kirk thing, we're imperfect. Like, people, like the left who prides themselves on being the morally righteous group, maybe didn't respond in the most morally righteous way to this whole shooting. And you got to give them grace for that. Take the high road out, like they should have done, which is, ugh. I don't know. I think, it's hard. Like, I personally don't know what to do. I think it's just accepting that you'll always have them. Like, you'll always have insecurities. You're always going to feel insecure about something. And also knowing that other people are going to be insecure about stuff as well. Like, the prettiest girl you ever meet or the handsomest guy you ever see, they all have insecurities. They all see, like, little flaws about maybe not their physical traits, but their character. People will always see flaws and always want to make change. And that's the beauty of it. I mean, I was talking, like I said, I was hitting balls with Benny, playing some tennis, and we're both just chatting, and we're both like, yeah, like in 4 years, we're going to be completely different people. It's because we change, we grow. People don't stay stagnant, right? You fix one of your flaws and another one pops up, and then you can work on that to fix, which is maybe kind of a sad like cycle to be in, but it's the reality, and I don't think it will ever end. But I mean, there are some people that are very secure with themselves, which, I mean, okay, I know I just listed off like all these insecurities, like, oh my god, I'm fat and ugly, and I never freaking talk to girls and stuff and whatnot, and I'm bad at talking to girls or whatever. Those are true, but I mean, I like to think I'm personally like a pretty secure person. Like, I'm aware of my flaws, and which I think, okay, just talking myself into an answer here, I feel like that's probably half the. God dang, bro, my feet are all messed up. I was hitting like crate. Oh my god, I got like blisters and shit. Oh, what the heck? Oh my goodness. Alright, like, you know, a nice like anecdote, not anecdote, a nice little like tidbit. That's not the right word. A nice like rule of thumb. That's a good euphemism. A good rule of thumb is that to solve a problem, you first have like solving half a problem is just defining very clearly what a problem is. And so maybe just half the battle of the insecurities are knowing what you're insecure about, right? Like, it's easy to be like, I'm insecure about, talking to girls. Well, why is that? Fear of rejection, not wanting to lose like people that you're close to, and I'm bad at like, I'm a bad texter. I'm a bad like, which low-key is like important, I feel like, nowadays, because you can't always be like around people. Like, even if you go to the same school, you can't always be talking with them. Which, like, you can break it down, and you can kind of analyze your insecurity, and you can be like, okay, why am I insecure about this? And that's half the problem. And I think being aware of your insecurities can make you more secure, right? Like, knowing what flaws you see in yourself, probably helps a little bit in like combating them. Yeah, I mean, I don't have much else to say. Just, I mean, comment what your freaking insecurities are if you got to this point. Well, or don't. You don't have to. Or comment like a little insecurity. Like, I went deep. Yeah. Yeah, I just said a lot of shit. Holy moly. But, what do you think? Is there any other insecurities I have? Nah, I mean, obviously, like, I want to be bigger. I want to be stronger. I want to be leaner. But I don't think those are insecurities. Those are kind of just wants. You can always be bigger, bro. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that's. I'm not gonna say it's the point of life, because I've been taking this philosophy class. That's got me thinking about what our meaning and purpose is. But I think one of the perpetual quests we're gonna be on is fighting our insecurities and figuring out why we're insecure about stuff, and then working on them. And yeah, maybe that's just one of the things in life that you have to do. Financial stuff I'm insecure about. I think that's a good insecurity, like money wise. Yeah. This video is long, bro. I've been talking for 45 minutes, so I'll just cut it off there. I want more money. I'm insecure about it. I wish I had more money. I'm working on it. I got shit in the works, bro. Trust. But yeah, I mean, I don't have anything else to say. I'll just recap. My day was fine. If you're hating on another person's death, that's fucked up. Charlie Kirk thing. But it is very telling what moves people. It's not, because people are not, you see all these people posting on their story or these news outlets covering it, and people like writing articles about Charlie's death, rest in peace. And it's not out of a place of sorrow, right? These people they're crocodile tears, I think. Or maybe they're not, right? Empathy is a strong emotion. Everyone can feel it, and I'm saddened, right? I'll just say, like, I'm saddened by the thought of some kid, no dad, right? Some baby girl, no father. That's fucked up. But I think that all the attention and the, like, people want to, like, take a side is not coming from a good place. I think it's coming from a polarized position in, like, our political climate. And I think that that's honestly, and it's not, obviously it's not Charlie's fault. Just, it sucks that he had to, because his death will only contribute negatively to the political divide in our country, which he had no say in, obviously. Never pin that on him. He was just a polarizing figure, and now when he dies, like, all sorts of people want to get they want to push their agenda. I said it before, which is disrespectful to someone's death. Like, you shouldn't be using someone else's death to push an agenda. And then, but it is kind of sad that that's what gets people to want to mourn or to be sad, is that, oh, this is a polarizing figure. I want to push my agenda, so I'll pretend to be sad. It's like, why can't we have some actual, and it should extend beyond. That's just like why, there was like, I don't know, there was like an active shooter on like the naval campus or some shit. I don't know, I heard about it from one of my friends, and there was like a school shooting like a week or something ago, and people died, right? And it's because we're so desensitized to it in America. Like, it's just like a couple articles, maybe you'll see a TikTok about it, and you're just like, man, that's horrible, and then scroll. But here it's because he was such a polarizing figure. You hear about it crazy, and then everybody wants to be sad, or everybody wants to show that they're like a nice person, or they're empathetic, when it's like, we all know you're trying to push an agenda, and that's fucked up. And it's, why can't we always show this amount of empathy for every person that dies at the hands of violence? It's like, I don't know, but I'm not a political commentator, so I'll just leave it at that. You can come to your own conclusions about his life and whatnot, and also about who killed him. Not a conspiracy theorist, but like 2 days before, he was questioning the media coverage in Israel, and then, and now he's dead. You guys do the math on that one. I don't know. And then insecurities. I'm insecure about a lot of different like physical traits. My fat, my eyes, my eye bags, my hair, whatnot. Then and then mentally, or I guess mentally is the right word. I'm insecure about like my intelligence, my charisma with women. I guess it's a playboy way to put it, but I'm not trying to be a playboy, so yeah. And then also, it just like, yeah, there's more obviously, but you can't. I mean, if you really think about it, everyone's insecure about like crazy stuff. I bet like there's always a little bit of stuff that like we're always insecure about, but I'll just leave it at that. And how do we solve them? You can't, but you can improve on them, and that's okay. But helping you with insecurity is, defining what your insecurities are and really looking closely at why you have them. Again, be your own therapist. I think I'm going to make another video about being your own therapist, because I have a lot to say about that topic. So stay tuned. But yeah, sorry for the longer vid. I'll probably put in the description, put TS on 2x speed. Or not. I don't know how I sound. Maybe this is like good ASMR, because I'm a little bit sick right now, so my voice is like deeper. So like I could like talk like this and shit, but I'm trying to sound normal. But yeah, if I sound like weird today, that's because I was sick, or I've been sick, which kind of sucks. So I'm about to sleep, bro. I'm sure I'm gonna wake up at like 3 o'clock tomorrow or something, because I need to get some sleep. Yeah, nothing else today. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hope you guys are all having a good week. And yeah, I mean, stay tuned for more, I guess. I- I'm I'm working on stuff. I have ideas. They just got to come to fruition. And also, yeah, that's all I got to say today. Um, yeah. Oh, sorry about the man spreading. Uh, TS is just comfortable, bro. I don't know what to tell you. And, yep. Peace out, guys.